Well, hello, dear colonists, and welcome back to Tafferton. It's been quite a while since I've peered in on this place or done anything with it. I will consider this, I guess, Season 3 of Tafferton. I believe I've taken a couple breaks getting through this, and hell, 1.0 has been released for several months now, which is something that I intended to upgrade to once I was done with Tafferton, which has actually lasted a lot longer than I thought it would. However, when Tafferton last left off, if I'm not mistaken, we had fought off a raid, which is why there is a ton of weapons out here slowly rotting away. Animals are wandering around freely. We apparently have an alpaca named Suicidal. It's wonderful. Or are you suicidal? Apparently you're just named Suicidal. Suicidal the llama. Somebody will have to claim you. The big thing going on, we don't have any events underway right now except the climate cycle that's always present, but this is the #1 threat to the colonist right now, if I'm not mistaken. People are sick with the sleeping sickness. I don't think anybody is going to die from it. Somebody might. Who knows? With my luck, I'll have missed somebody who's about ready to go critical from it. But that's been slowing the colony's progress down, which is terrible because the heat waves are going to be apocalyptic when they arrive. It is the 11th of April, 4 o'clock in the morning. Our power situation is fine. Our water situation is more than adequate. We have tons of animals that we can butcher for emergency meat, if needed. Because they won't be able to survive the heat wave. Nothing out here is going to be able to survive. I'm honestly worried that we're not going to be able to feed all of these people. And I don't quite know how to deal with that. I could send people away, I guess. We could go try to set up a second colony somewhere. I could send them out to try and raid some stuff. That's right, we've got these damn things around here. The Dark Young. This one was killed by a tiger. Not you. Anyways, there's probably a tiger out here somewhere, unless it died as well. It's covered in battle scars. What else do we have? Some more Dark Young. At least one. These things are not as brutal as they could be, but they're still terrifying. We've got the weaponry right now that I'm not too terribly worried about them. Black direwolves. That's right, we have way too many grimoires of the occult just floating around out there. Titanoboa. That's wonderful. More dead raiders down here, I'm assuming. I can't remember all of our conquests. We've got the story mode here, kind of story, that tells us what has happened in the past. Kind of a good way for me to get my bearings after being gone for so long. Armed Expedition Force Delta attacked us, a crashed refugee. The Federation of Vexabil foolishly decided to throw themselves against our kill box. Speaking of kill box, and speaking of issues, which is all I'm looking for right now, this colony is wide open to a specific kind of attack that I have no real way to defend against, and I'm sure that Randy at some point is going to take advantage of that weakness, one way or another. But drop pods, possibly a stealth drop pod star vampire, since they can spawn anywhere that's open, could swoop in here and kill me. I have no internal defenses. My hallways are not set up for fighting. My inventory stockpile is spreading like a tumor. Deflecting cherry wood woven cloak. A woven cloak made of dried grass or strips of softened tree bark to keep the sun and rain off. Not very useful. Good insulation. I really wish that... Which mod is it? I'm gonna be completely lost in the menus for a while. Manage areas. Is it a sign? Manage outfit. Could make a new outfit. I may spend the time, most likely off screen, setting up an outfit that will lower people's temperature as much as possible. At least able to make them survive in as hot of a biome as possible. I thought that I had a mod called Outfitter that would allow me to assign very specific parameters to people's clothing. So I could force people to wear like clothing that would give them the highest speed boost possible. Or make them better cooks. They would seek out that type of clothing to wear on their own. It's possible it's broke. It's also possible I uninstalled it ages ago. And I'm just wishing I had it. As far as I know, despite the fact the game's been updated to 1.0, I think I successfully backed everything up offline. So the game should still be just as stable and functional as before. But don't be surprised if I run into some glitches or something due to the updates. Something that I didn't take care of the proper way. What was going on here? GoldenEye has reached the biological age of 72 and has a little bit of dementia. You also have the artery blockage. 35%. I've been talking about replacing your heart forever, and I don't know if I'm going to now. You've got dementia. You're also an elder, which means you heal slower. Your brain is only working at 85% efficiency. Skeeto is still fairly screwed up. Anxiety. His brain's only working at 40%. Minor asthma. And it looks like people are possibly... Is anybody getting immunity to the sleeping sickness? 84% to 91% immunity. 95% immunity. Sleeping sickness is not dangerous. Not terribly dangerous. Not nearly as dangerous as the freaking plague. Animals, what the fuck have I done? What have I done? I sent you to unrestricted. That's what I did. That is not what I wanted to do. I'm going to end up killing the colony just by making a bad decision. I did that off screen at some point, apparently. Animals just stick to the danger zone. Why I would ever stick my animals on unrestricted so they can eat all my food is beyond me, which they absolutely would. Why go out here and mess with the predators like the freaking Titanus that lays eggs? It's a female. Someone go tame that. It's a 20% chance of attacking. We've got more than enough people, and I know damn well that we are going to be in a serious situation with food soon. So if we lose somebody at this point, whatever. Somebody go tame that thing. I don't know who is possibly going to be sent to do that job, but I wish you the best. Everyone is, of course, focused on planting and harvesting, which is fine. We need all the food we can get. I've got a little bit of indoor growing capability. Got potatoes growing over here. Mushrooms. Someday we'll have all of these basins done. And I'll switch them to spices and herbs for the cooks to freshly pluck for the delicious meals that will be feeding the colonists. Right now they consist on hobo stew and veggie mush. Tons of tea and fresh water. All the smokes and beer you could possibly want. I did kind of forget how cozy this place was. Way too much fucking strange kibble. I don't know how to get rid of this. I need to sell it at some point or something. This stuff is no good. Kibble animal feed made from mixed plants and some type of meat. Demon meat. That does absolutely nothing good for anyone. Agora has leveled up. You're the only Jedi we've got, aren't you? Level 3. 2 points. You have points in Force Rage. Enrage an enemy using the dark side of the Force, causing them to attack anything they see in a blind fury. I'm going to continue to level this up. Or I am not, because you need to be a little bit more evil. So, let's give you... I would really like to make you a lightsaber. I've got a fucking crystal for it. Component assembly bench. Don't really need to make any more of those. Craft lightsaber casing. 15 plasteel and 5 components. I can do that. Pretty damn sure. Do it once. And lightsaber internals. We need more plasteel, more steel, and of course, more components. I've got all that as well. And then, what else do we need? A Channy Vibro Sword, Mando Vibro Cleaver, a Vibro Staff. Fancy. Got different types of lightsabers that we could make. A double lightsaber, ooh. Gorg going all Darth Maul style. Qui-Gon Jinn. I'm guessing these are colors. Oh, motherfucker. Somebody's gonna die here in a second. We'll check out that here in a second. It was a 20% chance. Come on. I knew it was gonna happen, but I assumed it wouldn't. That 20% chance and having a failure there, by the way, is why I don't play games like XCOM or Xenonauts, or whatever that dumb spy game was that people wanted me to play a couple months back. I'll miss 95% chance shots all day long and then end up getting sniped by a 1% chance from across the map. I don't like having that stuff happen. It makes me very upset and angry. And I don't like being angry sometimes. Sometimes I do. So what do we got? Prototype, 10 ingredients. Lightsaber, got that, got that. Lightsaber prototype, but what's the difference? Old style hilt. So it takes the previously mentioned casing and internals, but what type of, where do I get to choose my crystal? Or maybe it just automatically chooses the crystal. I'm going to assume that the 10x ingredients is the crystal. Let's see. We're going to just go freaking Darth Maul style. It's very distinct. So, what do we need? Hemp. Oh, it can be made out of hemp. Alpha poly. No. It's not going to take a crystal in here, whatever. Okay, fine. Oh. Also this. Burton, no, not you! Not you! You deserve better than to die by this thing, the Titanus. His right lung is destroyed. Oh, fuck. This thing is gonna be mad enough to probably come out here and attack everyone. I'm just assuming I can't... Actually, I might be able to save you. Burton, I'm gonna draft you. You were going to run with your one lung. Oh, really? That's the path you're going to take? I was going to say, you're going to phase through the mountain? Agora has collapsed due to extreme exhaustion. You're also drunk. Got a stab scar on your head. You know what? You're an alcoholic Sith Lord. I guess I can't really call him an alcoholic Sith Lord since it's not a major addiction that he has. He's working on it, though. He's gonna get there. Run for your life, Burton, please. Don't be chased down by that thing. Get him, boars! Oh my god, that thing is quick. There's no way I can send anybody out there. Boar? Give me the boar. Wild boar 7. Protect him, boars! Oh, Burton. You put up a good fight. You tried. Maybe I should have made it so you weren't shooting at this thing. Right lung destroyed. Torso, it basically ripped your heart and lungs out, I'm going to say. It bit you and kicked you at the same time. Well, I wasn't wanting to lose people this quick. But tough shit, huh? I think it just ate another part of you. After it killed you. Yeah, it's fucking Manhunter coming after stock. Okay. Colonists, I better not have anybody out here. Seriously. If I can get my screen to calm down. I'm starting to panic. I'm fast clicking. Somebody needs to flip this on. Like that. I don't know how many people I'm gonna need out here. Kiku, no! Just because Burton died and your telepathic link to him was severed doesn't mean you have to kill the goose. Its left foot is bitten off. You are not a very good shot, Looney. Dan, please do not. In fact, I want you to man that. Anybody who tries to go past this line is going to be destroyed. Also, let's just go down this list, which I wanted to do earlier, and before I got sidetracked with combat and other shenanigans. Agora, congratulations. You won the mayoral election of Tafferton. You got 6 votes. As a reminder to everyone, since it's been so long, Agora's platform was this. The colony is headed for disaster. Frankly, I agree with this mayor. The mayor shouldn't meddle in the private affairs of colonists. People in this colony come from all walks of life. A society is only as strong as its most capable members, and we can only do what's right for us. So, congratulations, Agora. Rest in peace, Kiku. Even though I guess maybe we could save you. Ballast, where are you going? No, no, no. Don't do that. We're not still trying to tame this thing, are we? That would be foolish. And ill-advised. What are you doing, Drog? Okay, flick that switch. Everyone is going to try to go out there. You know what? This is why I have so many mods. Animals get absolutely nothing. I don't care if they die. We're not going to help them. We're not going to tend to them. Hintelin, I'm glad you could show up, buddy. Finch, I'm glad you could show up too. Get on that gun. Hintelin, I see your freaking Dragon Ball Z hair back there. Can't hide from me. Don't rescue Kiku yet. I'm so glad you all could show up. Normally I have to manually recruit you myself and bring you to the front lines, but you were all ready to go. You're doing this for Burton. Remember that. Get fucking destroyed. So, I would love to tame this thing. Dead in 17 hours, but it's not going to happen. So if somebody finish it off, go slit its throat. We can maybe turn it into some type of cool clothing. Rest in peace, Burton. You got a pit boy, so I'm gonna have to strip you. And then we will bury you. A block to drain. A cleaner must clean the drain. Well, pretty much everybody should have cleaning enabled at some point. Or at some level. At level 1, because we demand a clean colony. So we've got dead animals, or just wounded ones that were in the line of fire. These animals act as a shield, not just for me, but for the enemies as well. Which is rather unfortunate. I should probably make an effort to harvest at least the close eggs. Even though if I see them not being stacked in the freezer here, I'm going to be upset. Or stacked over here. I probably don't even have cooking enabled with these things. Holy crap, ruined by temperature, that's fine. 16 eggs, though. They could all possibly hatch at once. If our power doesn't fail. It's currently overheating at 111 degrees. This is, I don't know if I voiced this concern in any of the previous videos, but it has struck me while looking for issues around the colony that these air conditioners might possibly fail us when the heat waves start arriving. They overheat if it's too hot, and I am fairly certain I have no way to cool them down. I could possibly put a ceiling over this and then put wall-mounted air conditioners to try and cool this room down. But if you just put a ceiling over it and try to vent it into other rooms, it quickly overheats everything, if I'm not mistaken. These things pump out a massive amount of heat. It's quite scary, actually. This next heat wave is going to be a test. We will see who the strong are and who the weak are. GoldenEye, why are you crying? Why are you breaking down? Probably because of the dementia. Happens to be something that they do. We saw it plenty of times previously with dear old Grimmeth here. Kind of fitting, actually, that GoldenEye made this sarcophagus for you. The sarcophagus is engraved with an artwork of dancing green lights floating over a rest stop. A group of swans wander peacefully. There is a crag in the upper part of the image. While the work has a pop art feeling and a very dynamic structure. This portrayal relates to Grimmeth's settlement illuminated by the light of the aurora. I was looking again at that to see if there were any hints of GoldenEye's dementia. Perhaps putting clues that he knows he'll suffer the same fate as well. Get all of this stuff hauled inside. Now, I'm curious, is anyone working on this? Probably not, because I think I have it switched off. That's right. I think I turned off a bunch of machinery that I wasn't using. Try and stockpile as much energy as possible. I think I got traumatized from one of those last eclipses we had where some of my food almost rotted. Even though I guess it doesn't matter when you also have an eclipse and then one of those events where, oh no, it's a solar flare, none of your electronics are working. All of that preparation you've done has been for nothing. I hope you have some pemmican. Which I probably should have made a ton of at some point. I heard somebody working on something. I want to see that lightsaber, damn it. And I just hope that you get to use it someday, Agora. You have 7 in melee, which isn't that great. A gray Padawan. But you do have a little bit of interest in it. Which means I could possibly make you a little training room. I don't know if in Tafferton I have that mod installed. It gives me various things they can use to train with. Do I not? Possibly joy. Martial arts target. The martial arts dummy is a place where you can train your martial arts with or without a weapon. Make this the Jedi training room. Where is your bedroom, Agora? Right here. You know what? That actually works for me. Just have that one there for now, I guess. Glassworks TV. Put some music in there for him. I'll probably fancy this up later. I just really don't want to worry about designing things right now. There's too much going on in the colony to get pulled away with distractions such as that. It takes wood and cloth. Which I should have in abundance. Maybe not the wood. -10 from a hangover. His head is pounding. Slept in the heat. Your Ken Viper died. You attended a party. But you're a fucking gun nut. How did I miss that? He loves guns. He gets a mood bonus while holding a ranged weapon. Well, well, well. And it is a pretty good mood boost. 10 is nothing to laugh about. Nothing to scoff at. Is anyone going to finish this thing off, or is it going to wake up and have to get put down by my 50 caliber anti-material rifle that has incredible range? Major break risk. Look, GoldenEye, I don't care if you're gonna have a mental break. You already had a mental break. You are a mental break. Artery blockage minor. Every time I see that, it's gonna bother me. I think soon we're going to take care of his heart problem. Even if GoldenEye dies under the scalpel getting a heart transplant, it'll be worth the training. We will have our best doctor do it. We've got the surrogate heart that I believe I chopped out of a prisoner, if I'm not mistaken. I may have blocked out any war crimes that I committed against prisoners that I've captured, but for some reason that does sound right. And, who is my best doctor? We've got Dan Shadow, who's not very reliable himself, if I'm not mistaken. Permanent damage in his eye. Severe anxiety, which isn't anything that major. Major asthma in the lung. I feel like Dan Shadow at one point was going through some type of depression breakdown cycle. I don't know. There was something about you. Maybe it was during the plague where I was trying to use Dan Shadow's high medical skill, but he was so ill that I couldn't depend on it. Then we've got Drog. Where are you at? It's not what I wanted to do. I know that in 1.0 you can apparently drag your colonists and reassign them on the bar, which is pretty neat. If I'm not mistaken, and I asked this a couple times, I think I found out that the colonists on this bar are in order from when they joined the colony. So it doesn't make much sense to me, but there is some type of rationale behind it, apparently. Drog, you've got sleeping sickness that you're going to beat. You were wired on caffeine. Your life is pretty damn comfortable. Good social skill, good at medicine. Okay. Think we're gonna have him go here. GoldenEye, I want you to go rest. It's time to replace GoldenEye's heart, or at least try. We've got some of this infantry first aid kits, which I think is what that stands for. Could be wrong. Kind of just assuming the acronym. Install surrogate heart. And Drog, you are the one to do this. Let's get real close here. It's important that we see in close detail how this is going to go. Lightsaber casing has been finished. We got the fake heart lying on the bed beside him. He wishes he had an equipment table and maybe some other tools, possibly a nurse and an anesthesiologist, but he's not going to get it. He's got to work to the best of his ability here anyways. Wait, where are you going? Drog? That heart had better be in there before you walk away. I'm pretty sure it is, because it's no longer on the bed. Surrogate heart. Efficiency only 65%. Kind of sucks. Where are you going? Really? You're telling me that the herbal medicine is better than this stuff? Medicine potency 85%. 60. Or maybe GoldenEye is just being treated for a non-life-threatening ailment. So they don't have to use these first aid kits. Which I am assuming is what's going on. Sleeping sickness tended. Old man GoldenEye, how are you doing on the sleeping sickness scale? 91% immunity, 77% sickness. No big deal. Oh, good. The murderous Kiku can now get back to walking. If only we could rename Kiku. We'd rename them Kiku Burton or something like that. Is seriously no one gonna clean? I know I've got construction and growing set up, but is that all we have time for with you assholes? I don't see anybody really leaving the colony that far. It's not like they're going out on long jaunts into the wilderness. I think I'm gonna have to change that. I need everyone really to focus on cleaning, please. Not even plant cutting, no. Shift key, do you wanna actually act like I'm pressing you? Unfortunately, I spilled tea on my keyboard multiple times over the past year, and now my shift key is continually a pain in the ass. It'll be the death of another keyboard soon, I have a feeling. I'm gonna have to do something about this. You know what? Where's my comms console? Setting right here, possibly, underneath all this shit. Apricot. Who do we have that we can talk to? The 8th Infantry Division leader is unavailable. Possibly coming here to try and kick our ass. I need more trade ships to come by. And I thought that I had a mod that would significantly increase those chance encounters, but apparently not. I see you, egg. It's a shame that they can't survive out in the heat before they deteriorate into nothingness. And that way birds, anything that lays eggs would be fire and forget. You wouldn't have to set up a place to hatch them in perfect temperature. At like 2 or 3% growth a day. I'm going to assume that they're only being... The progression is only increasing like 2 to 3% a day because it's freaking 60 degrees in here. 61. I could put a vent in here. I feel like I've got too many vents everywhere. I don't even like the design of this base anymore. I just want to tear the whole damn thing down and redo it at this point. I need better colony design. Little things start to wear away at me. Oh, did you finally bleed to death? Hinterland? Are you one of those ones that's too damn good to haul anything? Poop skidoo. Drawing water? Why are you trapped inside in the home area? Maybe you were another one of those ones that were having mental breakdowns. Please go haul that thing to the freezer before it decays. That is a ton of food. It's filled with holes and tusk gouges, burn marks. My 50 cal didn't even get to hit it once. In fact, speaking of that, how's my power? If my power stays full, I'll leave that thing on. I would hate to get ambushed by drop pods and not have the actual chance to go flip that on before getting destroyed. Got the casing. Is anybody gonna work on the internals? In fact, what does that even fall under? What skill do we need? 5 components. I'm pretty damn sure there's a way to find out what skill this would have to be. Like, I can change the allowed crafting skill so only, say, a master or something could craft this thing. There's only one other way I know. Go into this screen and read each and every single one of these, or at least skim through it. Bionic, power armor, matter weaving, which sounds fun. Lightsabers could possibly be an art. Takes a lot of time and dedication. Every Jedi has to, or at least apparently should, build their own. It's not going to be any of these, is it? It has to be under crafting, then. Raise a new queen bee. Mods will add this information. I'm pretty sure all the good ones do. And the Jedi one is a good one. Wait, smithing maybe? Do 3D printing. I believe I have researched that. So it's not under any of these. Well, it's not terribly important, but I would really like to have a lightsaber made by a freaking master. Just for how fun it would be. I don't want a poor lightsaber. I want a normal lightsaber. I want a legendary lightsaber that's rolled up with a whole bunch of bonus stats. Anyways, guys, I think it's time to call this video. It's the 12th of April, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Burton has unfortunately been killed. He tried to tame a beast that was just way too much for him to handle, unfortunately. I hate losing someone like that, but hell, I even called it. I knew something bad was going to happen trying to tame that, which is why I haven't tried to tame things like the Titan boa and stuff. I would love to have one as a pet, but not at such a high cost. I've probably got a 1% chance to tame the damn thing, and a 20% chance to have my heart ripped out. I think I can do without it. I swear to God, if you guys chopped up his body while I wasn't looking, and I know I changed the setting on that. Burton, maybe they cooked Burton. What did you guys do with Burton? Where's my body chopping table? This would be like the 5th time I've done this in my series. For fuck's sake, maybe this option just gets automatically enabled whenever the game feels like it. It's a possibility. I don't know. Either way, Burton, fuck. You don't get a burial either. I built all of these sarcophagus for nothing. It's a good note to end the video on. Whenever we come back, I'm still going to be trying to make plans as to what we're going to do for the temperature rising. It's 110 degrees outside, 3 o'clock. It's not going to be very long before it's 130, 140. I don't remember how hot it got last time, but I want to say up into like 150 range. We're not ready for it.